schoolgirl in Newcastle says they now have a video which could prove a breakthrough. Combined with the overwhelming community support, detectives are confident they'll soon identify a suspect.
We are closer. We're closer because we moved some 3-4 days since the event.
The young girl was held for 5 hours before she was let go. Newcastle's Downer Group workers will continue strikes next week as they fight for what they say is a fair wage rise. The union says they were threatened with redundancies if they did not accept the current wage deal, which they consider unreasonable. But Downer says it believes the 2.25% pay increase is fair. And the Knights say they've learned a lesson from their previous clash against the Storm and won't make the same mistakes in Sunday's clash. Stick with us, we'll have more local news coming up soon.
Hello there, Karl Lijnders with you once again, tracking a change through southeastern Australia today. More troughs moving through to our south. The winds expected to increase right up and down the coast tomorrow. Not likely to be at severe stage just yet, but the winds will be quite squally at times, and out of the west means temperatures around the high teens. More fine weather on Sunday with the winds easing, showers developing early next week, but clearing by Wednesday.
This news break brought to you by the Mitsubishi End of Financial Year Sale. The time of your life starts now.
Good evening. Detectives are confident they'll soon identify the man who abducted and raped an 11-year-old Newcastle schoolgirl. Police say they now have dashcam footage which could provide a breakthrough.
We won't give up on this investigation until we find the person responsible.
The man's described as chubby with short dark hair and wearing a dark and grey black hoodie. While in Muswellbrook, a 12-year-old girl has allegedly been approached by a man today. It's believed she became concerned after he followed her for several streets, so she pretended to shout for help. He then ran off into a waiting car. Planning is underway to update Rutherford's ambulance station as part of a record-breaking funding announcement today. And the Knights say they've stepped up their defensive game in preparation for their clash with the Storm on Sunday. Stick with us on PRIME7. I'll have more of what's happening around your community coming up very soon. Hello again. The lead detective investigating the rape of an 11-year-old Newcastle schoolgirl say they now have a video which could provide a breakthrough. They are confident they'll soon identify a suspect.
We are closer. We're closer because we moved some 3-4 days since the event.
The young girl was held for 5 hours before she was let go. Meanwhile, a 12-year-old girl has allegedly been approached by a man in Muswellbrook today. When the girl became concerned, she pretended to shout out to someone. The man then leapt over the fence and into a waiting car. Police are looking for a blue or green older model Commodore sedan with flaking paint and rust near the tyre wall. And the Knights say they've learned from their previous clash with the Storm and won't make the same mistakes in Sunday's clash. I'll have more of your local news coming up soon on PRIME7.
Hello there, Karl Lijnders with you. It's quite windy outside tonight, more of that tomorrow. But away from the coast, it should be quite a pleasant day. Partly cloudy, winds around 20 kilometres an hour. For Newcastle, those winds up to 50 kilometres an hour at times, 18 with plenty of sunshine. But the weekend will still be windy on Sunday. Cooling down on Monday, Tuesday with some showers, more frequent and heavy on Tuesday, though clearing later on Wednesday for a fine Thursday.
Newcastle schoolgirl. Police say they now have dashcam footage which could provide a breakthrough.
We won't give up on this investigation until we find the person responsible.
The man's described as chubby with short dark hair and wearing a dark grey and black hoodie. While in Muswellbrook, a 12-year-old girl has allegedly been approached by a man today. It's believed she became concerned after he followed her for several streets, so she pretended to shout out for help. He then ran off into a waiting car. Planning is underway to update Rutherford's ambulance station as part of a record-breaking funding announcement today. And the Knights say they've stepped up their defensive game in preparation for their clash with the Storm on Sunday. Thanks for your company. I'll have more of your local news next week.